Hello and welcome back to ScaleMeDown. And we've just got our robot camera rig back after its upgrade to Soloshot 3 Plus standard. Remember to like and subscribe to support the channel. Now let's see what this upgrade provides. This upgrade was for both hardware and firmware, so I had to pack the rig in its original box and send it back to Soloshot in San Diego. It took 5 months to get it back, with the usual lack of communication from Soloshot that many of our viewers have complained about. It was also a right faff claiming the customs fee back, and it wasn't a cheap upgrade either at £330. But now that we've got it back, the upgrade from 3 to 3 Plus should give faster boot up and calibration without the need to move the tag about, increased accuracy, and the ability to move the rig without recalibrating it. The tracking tag weighs just 41 grams and will start by fitting it to our Multiplex FunCub XL. I find the colour touchscreen on the back of the base unit hard to see in the sunshine, so I'll probably make a little shade for it. The Soloshot 3 Plus produced this video after we played around to find the best settings, which were 1080 pixels at 60 frames per second, framing, tight and center, and optical image stabilization on. The tracking did seem to be a bit improved with this upgrade, but the zoom motor is still very noisy. This could be fixed, of course, using an external microphone. The image quality is alright, although most smartphones can produce sharper videos now. The camera does support 4K video, but only at 30 frames per second, which makes it look a bit jerky. With this type of model, we generally place the rig 50 feet or so from the runway, but here we've deliberately moved it much closer to showcase the better tracking. I also deliberately overflew the Soloshot, which used to really confuse it, but after the upgrade, the tracking recovers much quicker. Now let's see how it follows some vertical manoeuvres. Not so good. The camera doesn't anticipate the motion very well, even when we force it to zoom out with medium framing and fly the manoeuvres a bit further away. Let's compare it with a human operator. This is Gwen filming with our main camera. That seemed to work alright. The tracking worked okay and it was definitely quicker to set up. But now let's try it on something a bit faster. I made this 3D printed holder so that we don't lose the tag. Despite positioning the tripod quite a way back and setting the framing to medium, the Soloshot missed the takeoff and it's struggling with both tracking and focus. You can actually see it fail and recover as it pans. However, when I slowed down and came closer for these low passes, the Soloshot performed much better. Once again, the Soloshot didn't like the vertical manoeuvres much, missing the loops completely, but it did capture these derry turns reasonably well. It also did a good job of capturing the landing, right before it came on pouring with rain. Let's once again compare the performance of the Soloshot with Gwen operating our main camera. It's obvious that a human predicts the motion of the model aircraft much better than the Soloshot, and a practiced video camera operator does a better job of the tracking and zoom. That said, because the Soloshot zooms as well as tracks using an optical zoom, it produces better footage than many of the HatCam films you see modelers posting here on YouTube. So was it worth the upgrade? Well, it definitely tracks the moving target better and it's quicker to set up. And it's also useful to be able to move the rig around whilst it's tracking. In fact, I might mount this rig onto a boat for tracking our radio-controlled float planes. However, since we bought this system 6 or so years ago, we've also invested in this little DJI drone, and it's been far more useful for the channel, and perhaps better value. Having said that, if you're going out flying model aircraft on your own, it's still a very useful system to be able to film yourself, although it will never be as good as a human camera person. Let us know what you think of this system in the comments section below, and thanks for watching.